Following yesterday's school shooting in Georgia, we take a look at how officials in Southern Kentucky are working hard to make sure schools are safe for all students and faculty. Plus, what is next in the process regarding the wastewater situation in the Tri-Cities of Harlan County after one city backs out of a potential deal.
We're seeing lots and lots of sunshine right now and temperatures in the low to mid 80s, but we're going to cool off substantially. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
We continue to follow a developing story out of Clay County tonight. A voluntary school staff member with Clay County Public Schools has been accused of holding a student at gunpoint. Court documents from the sheriff's office claim Christopher Collier went onto school property, then asked a student to get into a vehicle before he pulled out a gun. Collier reportedly pointed the gun at the student's head. Police say Collier told the student that he would kill him. Collier was charged with trespassing, wanton endangerment, and terroristic threatening. The shooting at a high school outside Atlanta has school leaders taking a closer look at their safety plans. Security has been a big issue at many Kentucky schools. A school district in Southern Kentucky has their own police force. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to the Laurel County Schools Police Chief about that district's safety and security plans in the wake of recent violent events in the nation.
There's education within these school walls that is much more than reading and writing.
We're constantly doing active shooter trainings with all the law enforcement here in Laurel County.
Profiled that training last October, but Chief Dan Smoot says it's happened a lot more since then. Each time there's a mass shooting, what happens with training is reevaluated.
Well, there's certain things you can do to mitigate, which is train, be vigilant, and like I said, we have an officer at every campus here in Laurel County, which is 18.
School leaders also say that they look into threat assessment, also the mental health component, trying to pinpoint possible issues before they would escalate into violent events. They say it's important to stay on top of things to prevent tragedies like that of which happened in Georgia on Wednesday.
I think the counselor component in schools is vital. Also, there's so many mental health issues nowadays, and I'm sure when it comes down to it, we'll see that was the case in Georgia also.
Smoot says he's thankful that the Laurel County Schools Administration made a large investment in ensuring there's a police officer in place on every campus.
And we're also blessed that our local law enforcement, the London Police Department and Laurel County Sheriff's Department, they actually train with us.
Engaging and learning in hopes of preventing a tragedy. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Laurel County school resource officers also take part in 40 hours of annual state training through the school marshal's office. A Pulaski County couple is in jail on charges related to a child sex abuse material investigation. Police arrested Christopher Sean Etheridge and Amy Etheridge yesterday. Troopers with KSP's Electric Crime Branch say they discovered Christopher reportedly shared sexually explicit images of children online. The couple were both charged with multiple child exploitation offenses and were taken to the Pulaski County Detention Center. A man is facing charges after he reportedly called in a shooting to avoid going to jail in Johnson County. It happened overnight at approximately 2:30 a.m. That's when police noticed two people riding bikes without lights on Broadway Street. As police tried to identify one of the people, James Blevins reportedly called dispatch saying shots were fired across town. Blevins was arrested and taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center.
What a beautiful evening across eastern Kentucky. We have plenty of sunshine still, and temperatures right now are in the low to mid 80s. You can see right there on our tower cam looking at Buffalo Mountain, a picture perfect evening out there. Right now we're at 82 in Hazard, 84 Prestonsburg, 83 in Jackson, 85 Manchester, 86 in Somerset, 87 in Irvin. Go over towards Pikeville, 81 degrees, and in 70s from Wise to Clintwood over towards the Grundy area. Live pinpoint Doppler radar is enjoying a nice little break again, but the rain chances will pick up as we go throughout the evening and overnight hours of your Friday and into the day on Saturday. 9 o'clock, we'll see a temperature around 75, 69 by the 1 o'clock hour, and then mid-60s by 7 a.m. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 50s and 60s will greet you again. We'll see clear skies out there, making for a beautiful evening. Now, fall-like weather, it's making a comeback this weekend. Details in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Thank you. After offering its renovated sewer plant to become an interlocal facility, the city of Cumberland decided to remove itself from talks of a joint Tri-Cities wastewater plant. WYMT's Madison Carmouche sat down with all three mayors to find out what led to the decision and what is next now for Benham and Lynch.
This has been a can that's been kicked down the road for years.
The decades-long wastewater issues in the Tri-Cities is one step closer to a solution, but minus Cumberland.
We don't want to not help our neighbors. I mean, this is not a personal thing whatsoever. This is strictly business for the citizens.
After learning it would lose control of the plant and community members' monthly payments would increase significantly, Cumberland removed itself from the equation.
We have people that can barely pay their bills right now that are really fixed income, a lot of elderly, and they count on that extra $21 for a specific reason.
But unlike Cumberland, Benham and Lynch do not have long-term functioning plants to fall back on and must move forward.
We've been in conversations with Lynch. We've had a lot of support on the state and local level, and we're still going after this joint sewer agency. And it's looking like it'll be between the county, the city of Benham, and the city of Lynch.
While the plant in Benham will be sustainable for a few more years, the situation in Lynch is emergent if it wants to revitalize the city.
We're under an agreed order, and you're not allowed to add more taps. But, you know, we've had several people interested in actually putting even businesses in Lynch. We've had several vacant lots.
The official plan for the Benham-Lynch joint sewage plant is not known, but the two will continue working with the state's Energy and Environment Cabinet. In Harlan County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
WYMT has reached out to the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet, and it will provide more information in the coming days. One Southern Kentucky school district has announced its attendance policy with updates based on new Kentucky legislation. On social media, Williamsburg City school officials say students are allowed 6 healthcare provided excuses and 6 legal guardian excuses. Excuses must be turned in at the front office within 2 days of an absence, or it will be considered unexcused. There's also a time for time policy, which means, according to the school board's policy, all students who miss 16 or more days are required to participate in that policy. It's a program that allows students to make up instructional time that's been lost due to absences. In the post, it says students may not be promoted for the next grade level unless the time is made up. We have more about all of this at WYMT.com. The Perry County Sheriff's Office is moving to a new location. Officials announced on social media that the location will be where the former People's Bank East Main branch was previously located. There's a picture of it. Officials say the location at the Perry County Courthouse was burdensome for the elderly and handicapped. The move is expected to happen in the next several months. The Floyd County Community Center is under construction as the fiscal court uses a grant from the state to reinvigorate the community space. Judge Executive Robbie Williams says the building, which has been part of the community for more than 50 years, will soon have a new exterior going from a tan color to a new gray tint with black trim. He says the updated look is phase 1 of 3.
It's used for so many different things, and it's been really nice to have that facility, and it's great that our legislators and folks in Frankfort stepped up, awarded us the money to do this. I think they realized the critical need.
WYMT's Buddy Forbes takes a deeper look into this tonight at 11.
All right, weather headlines for tonight. Rain chances will pick up Friday night, much cooler as we go throughout the weekend, but the 80s, oh, they're going to return next week. Details on the First Alert forecast in a few minutes.
And the 2024 edition of the Old-Fashioned Trading Days continues in Whitley County. We'll have a live report right after this.